A planned remake of the popular cartoon Scooby Doo is causing controversy over the casting of one of its main characters. Warner Brothers announced last week that the role of Velma Dinkley will be played by Indian-American actress Mindy Kaling in the new HBO Max reboot. That announcement quickly drew backlash on Twitter. I want to bring in Sakshi Venkatraman. She wrote about the controversy for NBC Asian America. Sakshi, good to have you with us. So let's delve into some of these issues that have come up here. For one, some critics claim that casting Mindy Kaling as Velma plays into the so-called model minority myth. Can you explain what that means and why some people are outraged?
Sure. So I think a large part of the outrage that we're seeing on Twitter and social media right now is pretty much blatantly racist, right? That saying casting an East Asian woman, and just to be clear, Mindy Kaling is voicing Velma, but the character of Velma is planned to be an East Asian woman. So a lot of people just being racist and saying that they pretty much don't want to see an East Asian person as their beloved traditionally white character, right? But another segment of the people that are commenting on this issue are Asian Americans expressing concerns about how the character will be portrayed. And I think one of the concerns is that casting a stereotypically nerdy character as an Asian would play into something called the model minority myth, which is basically a fallacy that has long been perpetuated by white people in power that portrays Asian Americans as inherently successful or hardworking or studious or nerdy in this case in order to oppress other minority groups. And I think a lot of people are concerned when, there's a character that has long been sort of the nerd of the group that is now being rebranded as an East Asian.
So this isn't the first time that a person of color has been cast in a role that maybe initially was considered a white role. In fact, the same character of Velma has actually been voiced by other people of color over the years. Tell us more about what you learned about the history here and how this has all played out in the past.
Sure. Yeah, I think that that's one of the things that has been missing from this conversation, right, is that it's been done before. This isn't the first time that the character of Velma has been played by an East Asian. In remakes in 2009 and 2010, live action remakes, she was played by Hayley Kiyoko, who's a Japanese American actress and singer. She's also been voiced by Gina Rodriguez and, made to look like more of a brown character, I think only a couple of years back. And so this isn't a new phenomenon, but another thing that's not new is the racist reaction that's happening in response to this. I think every time that a beloved white character or a character that has been traditionally white is recast as a person of color, there's always been backlash. I think in the 90s, I think it was 97, when Brandy was cast to play Cinderella, there was outrage at that as well. You don't even have to look that far. Last year, when Halle Bailey was cast as the new Ariel, people actually trended the hashtag #NotMyAriel in protest of that because they were so offended at the possibility that a woman of color could occupy that traditionally white role.
Keeping in mind these are imaginary characters to begin
right.
with. Now, in your article, quickly, I know you spoke with a sociologist who says characters like Velma have the potential to fall into some sort of trap, but that they don't have to. What did she mean by that?
Right. So I think she meant that whenever you just take a character who has a white character arc and backstory and sort of put a POC face on them, there's the potential to sort of erase their identity and not develop an individual story for them and rather just like rebrand them. So I think what the sociologist that I spoke to was saying is that if we want to make this show successful, the people who are creating it need to develop Velma as a character and give her a storyline outside of what's already been done in previous versions of Scooby Doo.
All right. Fascinating article. Sakshi, thanks so much for joining us this morning to talk about it. We appreciate it.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.